What's up guys, welcome to another Division video. Today is State of the Game and the live reveal for what I believe is going to be 1.6 and Final Stand. Final Stand? Last Stand. I've not actually seen this yet, okay? It's like 7 o'clock at night, I've just got home and we're going to watch it now. So this is going to be the whole thing. You're going to watch the reveal stream with me, you're going to see my reaction to it, and then there'll be another video later on tonight covering everything important to it and kind of a breakdown of what was actually in it for you guys that want the short version. Stay tuned for that coming later on. For those of you who haven't watched it, want to watch it with me, want to see my live reactions, yeah, let's jump into it guys. Okay, first question, can we up this to high? We want to watch this in the best quality that we can. Obviously it is a stream guys, so you are going to have to forgive me a little bit. Join us for the last stands. The fortification has indeed been enabled. Look at that.
Alright, welcome everyone to State of the Game for the 19th of January 2017. What the hell? It's 2017 already. I'm glad to be back finally. It's been way too long. Sorry that I haven't been here, but that's what happens over this time.
No timed exclusive on 1.6 and last stand. Okay, jeez. So I'm guessing the timed exclusive for Xbox and PC has now ended. Hopefully that carries on to year 2. That's pretty cool. No timed exclusive. That's pretty cool. I am very happy about that. Especially having both consoles, it means I haven't got to wait to play anything.
Feels bad, man. No, Yannick. We were both meant to be in Paris today, but I cancelled my trip just so I could spend it with you. That's a thing.
No, you didn't.
Before we get into the stream, because there is some juicy stuff coming, and I won't be alone anyway. We'll get to that in a second. You've obviously seen the Last Stand teaser, and people are deducing all sorts of things from that. We'll go through that very soon. Also, before we get into it, we can confirm that there will be a PTS for 1.6. It is coming. We do not have a date for it yet. Not because we're trying to hold anything back, but we just need to confirm it ourselves and we'll get that out to you guys. Unfortunately, and it's probably something that you would have expected.
Not on console.
Consoles at this time. We really tried, seriously, and I expect chat to be sad about that, and I'm sad too. But that's unfortunate, but the reality. I would urge you to do this. We do need all players involved in the conversation though, okay? So even if you are a console player, do not get disillusioned. Your voice still matters. Watch streams, find out what's going on, and let us know what you think, because we really need your input on that.
Really?
We're talking about Last Stand.
I so wanted to play a PTS, man.
But, and I think this is important to iterate. Last Stand.
Dark Zone 7 to 9.
Both PvP and PvE elements. Today we're talking about some very specific PvP things. The Last Stand mode. Okay, so PvP. We knew it was 1.6 was going to be PvP. Last Stand being PvP as well. That's going to be pretty cool. Dark Zone 7 to 9 will be live in 1.6 for all players. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we're getting an extension to the Dark Zone, definitely. There will be no timed exclusives on the Last Stand or 1.6. Sorry, I just saw a message there from Matt Zepp saying 12,500 viewers. Okay, what the hell? Why is it that when I do these streams we get more views? Because I feel like maybe everyone hates Yannick. Is that what's happening? When I run solo, it's...
Alright, so we're back to no time exclusive on 1.6 and Last Stand at the bottom.
Right, so now,
come on, get into it, Hamish.
This is the first time I've ever done this. I've been working on this for a few days, hence no other streams in the mornings. We're going to bring in some people that I have on Skype. So if we can go ahead and try and unmute Terry and Keith over at Redstorm and switch. Oh, there we go. Oh, God.
What's up, guys?
Oh, my God. All right. I think so. I don't...
Yeah.
It seems that people can hear you, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm just looking at chat to I'm waiting for something to go wrong.
Can you hear us?
I hear you. I hear you. This guy isn't funny. I'm not funny. That's true. Again, it's not a comedy show.
What?
I know. What the hell?
We know. Jump. Come on, man. Jump into it.
Hilarious, though. I brought props. First thing.
Yes.
first things first, Carolina Hurricanes. Dude, Yannick and I went to a hockey game over when we were with you guys, and it was really cool. So,
Nice.
and come on, if you're not into prop comedy, what are you into? All right, there we go.
Awesome.
All right, okay. Last stand stuff. We're going to get into that in just a second, but I think for people who haven't met you before, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have done that, and we had you here right on this couch I guess a couple of months ago now, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
But that was super cool. So, Keith, first, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Keith Evans. I'm the lead designer on the division here at Redstorm. We've been working on Last Stand.
Nice.
Thanks,
And
buddy.
what about you?
I'm going to make the assumption that these are the guys that the ETF met when they went over to Redstorm.
What about you, Terry?
My name's Terry Spear. I'm the creative director on the division here at Redstorm.
Cool. All right. So we've actually, I mean, I was hanging out with you guys. Was it last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
ETF 2.
We were just hugging.
Yes.
Goodbye.
We just loved.
I know. I saw my favorite thing in chat anyone's ever said. Keith looks like Smeagol.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
All right. Okay. I'll take it.
Solid.
I guess he's famous.
He is famous.
Yeah, maybe if you shaved off his hair and his beard.
Okay. So today, just so people know what to expect, we are talking about a very, very specific part of Last Stand and 1.6, and that is the Dark Zone extension. We call it Dark Zone North, which gives you an indication of which way it stretches, but it's DZ 7, 8, and 9, which Redstorm have been tirelessly working on, and you would have seen a bit of that in the teaser trailer and also in the intro to this stream. But what we're going to do is we're going to shut up for a second and we're going to show you just a little taste of what DZ North has to offer.
Okay, here we go. This is what we want to see. So they're obviously inside a building right now, DZ bracket 230 plus. So I'm assuming that they're not in a higher gear scored bracket. I mean, who knows? There might not be an e-gear score increase. Again, guys, I haven't watched the stream. This is all fresh to me. I am watching it live. I haven't caught up on Twitter. I've ignored my phone for the last couple of hours because I knew I would be missing it, and I wanted to give you guys a live reaction to it. Looking like an LVOA on his back, which is pretty cool. And I've got to be honest, this Dark Zone looks really, really cool. It's like it looked very close quartery to me. Ah, don't cut it off.
It's kind of built up a little bit. Sorry about that. No, but honestly, the night.
Why'd you cut that off, man?
7, 8, and 9 is looking.
That looked so cool.
But I wanted to go through a little bit of that with you guys. Obviously, we had the ETF there checking it out, and there's some things that I think they noticed. I think that players will notice once they get into it. And it kind of has some very, I think it's been built in a slightly different way. Would it be fair to say to the rest of the Dark Zone? In what ways would you guys say it maybe differs from the rest of the Dark Zone as it stands right now?
Well, you know, the DZ 1 through 6 was a little bit too happy, not dark enough. Right? We needed to add a little more depth to the Dark Zone.
More piles of stuff.
Yeah. Really, the kind of aspect we were going after for DZ North was we wanted some more interiors. We wanted some more arena-focused gameplay, and we wanted some more rooftops. So street combat's fantastic. Try to break up the grid a little bit and let players move in and out, and tactically and strategically through the interiors, bigger spaces, and rooftops, and it worked out. We did a thing. It's awesome.
I like the sound of that. I've got to be honest.
You go to that whole interiors thing.
I do like the sound of that.
While it may look on the top-down map, and I don't actually have that for people today, but they will see it. We've added 3 Dark Zone chunks, so you might think it's like a 33%, a 50% increase technically, or that DZ 7, 8, and 9 makes up 33%. Anyway, math. It's a little bit different because you guys have increased playable spaces and all of that. So what's going on there? Because it's actually probably bigger than it appears, right?
Yeah, I mean, we doubled the Dark Zone in size, more or less. When you talk about all of the traversable space, including the rooftops, it's like you might as well throw DZ 1 through 6 in there. It's like 100% increase. Not actually 100%, but it's damn near close to that.
All right.
It's awesome.
Especially
Nice. That is a hell of a lot of space to play in.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that, but I think that's pretty damn cool. So there's like rooftops, some underground stuff, and a bunch of other things in between, which is awesome.
Yeah, like actual building interiors, like rooms inside of buildings, not just a little shop with a, you know, an electronics box, just like real big arena space rooms that you can move through, and it's great combat.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'd say the first question from chat,
That sounds to me, guys, like they're actually taking a few bits from survival and the way you get to go through buildings.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it's just one contiguous space. There's little places you can stop off and, you know, resupply or respawn. But when you're moving through, you can, freely traverse the space.
Solid.
Yep.
Well, I actually, I mean, people are probably sick of looking at our faces and all of that. In fact, I know
That's pretty cool. So we can run from DZ1 to DZ9, which is awesome.
Discussing what's going on with DZ North, but I think it's probably kind of cool to actually show people, especially some of the new art. I think is fantastic. Let's take a look at what's happening in DZ North, and obviously, Terry and Keith, you can't see what's going on. You have seen this video before.
Say, look how cool it looks. That is awesome. It looks like there's death everywhere. Again, as I said earlier, guys, it looks really close quarters. You see some Rikers in there. That looks pretty cool.
People obviously have been asking for things, and I see it.
Wow, look at that.
Things like have been asking for like
That's awesome.
PvE friendlier dark zone, right? And obviously this kind of fits in the context of Last Stand a little bit because. Spoiler, we're going to be talking about in a second.
Oh, well, it looks pretty cool.
The mode is dedicated for PvP, and again, we're going to talk about that in a second. So I think that kind of, and this is something that we've talked about a bit, that expansion of the Dark Zone, making it inherently less PvP dense, will tend it towards more the PvE spectrum. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, that's the hope, right? We never want to take the teeth away from the Dark Zone, so we always want that tension and that risk. We want the ability for PvP fights to break out in the Dark Zone anytime. But now that we're increasing the size of the Dark Zone, but not the player count, right? The frequency of their PvP encounters could potentially drop. You can still hunt rogues, you can still go rogue, you can still do all those same things. But like you said, now that we have Last Stand as a PvP,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Hopefully that PvP
like, I'm not a mad PvPer. And I love going into the Dark Zone, guys, to PvE more than I do PvP at the moment because of the current state of the Dark Zone. But increasing the size of the Dark Zone and not the player base, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Survival or anything, but it should be friendlier to the PvE players. And there's a few other things. Actually, one of the things that I found really interesting that I learned from you guys when I was at Redstorm is that, and I said that we wouldn't talk about features, and I don't think this is really a feature. But you will actually be able to fast travel between DZ checkpoints now, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So, you know, if you enter and, you know, it's a little too hot for you, and you want to go down to DZ1, you can do that between checkpoints. Or if you want to chase rogues, you know, you have that ability to kind of pick your gameplay a little more specifically.
As a note, though, if you have contaminated...
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Fast traveling from gate to gate will destroy the contaminated gear.
Okay, cool. All right, good to know. It just makes it so you can do that. But
okay, so you get. I think that's really cool. The fact you can fast travel between checkpoints. If you do want to PvP and you want to chase after the rogues, you can, which is pretty cool.
Do you have a favorite one?
The art team crushed it. I can't pick one. They did so much new art that I would do it a disservice if I just picked one.
Yeah, absolutely.
The art team is amazing.
Basically a politician. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I totally dodged that.
Nice.
If you thought DZ 1 through 6 was put together nicely and looked fantastic, I mean 7, 8, 9 they blow my mind.
It's a different level.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Solid. Yes. Again, chat's picking up on the graffiti. We need to make a graffiti art book, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Quick poll of chat. Would you be interested in a graffiti art book? I'll make it if you want.
Yes. Yes.
One day. We'll see.
I would actually love to get my hands on 2 of them. One for myself and one for a giveaway.
Yeah.
I think so. It's not like you guys have been working on it for a while.
Nah, just something we whipped up yesterday.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Just did you guys press that like PvP toggle, and then it just popped out.
Yeah,
Right.
It was the Make Fun PvP button.
yeah, we have that.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. There's a couple of things that I think people have been shouting out for a very, very long time, and that is dedicated PvP. Something like where you could go into an arena and play PvP against other people who wants to play.
Oh, please tell me you're going to give us dedicated PvP. Please.
And do you guys want to do that?
Please.
Yeah.
I really want to do that very badly.
Cool. All right. For the people out there who've never heard anything
Come
about
on.
Last Stand, how would you explain the Last Stand mode to them?
The Last Stand mode is organized PvP inside the Dark Zone. So,
Oh, yes.
experience from the Dark Zone that people know right now, you will queue into it.
Dedicated PvP.
And it's 8v8, real large-scale PvP inside the Dark Zone.
It's objective based.
Oh, nice.
All right, cool. 8v8. That's
Okay, now you guys know. I've got to pause this. Hang on. Right, let's pause that. So you guys know I'm not a crazy PvP fan. I love the Dark Zone, but I don't like the PvP the way it is. However, when it comes to Destiny, when it comes to Call of Duty, when it comes to any kind of designated PvP moded games, I absolutely love them. Okay, I do enjoy PvP. In fact, that's kind of what started my whole YouTube channel back in Destiny, doing the Crucible, Iron Banner, and then going into Trials of Osiris and things like that. I do love PvP, guys. Dedicated PvP, that's awesome. Okay, that at the moment is by far the best thing to have come out of this stream for me. But let's carry on, because I'm sure there is going to be more.
8v8. How does that
Come on.
work?
8v8, man, that's awesome.
So you have your group of 4, and you'll get matched made with another group of 4. So you're kind of going off in these kind of attack squads.
You don't have to have a group of 4 to queue.
Sweet.
Solo.
Absolutely.
We'll throw you into a group, and you'll have 7 other buddies to kick ass with.
Yeah.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome.
So, and then obviously there's going to be a lot of discussion. I'm getting a bunch of questions, so we're going to have to go through a lot of this. Continue on your thoughts.
So the big thing about the mode is we wanted to do something that respected kind of the open world size of the Dark Zone. So the experience that players are having there's 3 large tactical locations around a zone of the Dark Zone, and it's your goal to capture all the objectives inside the tactical location.
All right, this is a perfect time.
Once you do that, you start.
Can we bring up the map, Peter? There is a map that people can see. All right, so I'm just going to bring this up. Let's talk about this for a little bit. So people are seeing.
That's awesome. Look at that. Alpha Bravo Charlie. So that is.
ABC or the code names
That looks very much like domination to me.
Checkpoint Alpha or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But each of those have multiple points on them. How does that work?
So the way it works is.
Right, I'm gonna pause this, guys, because I do want to try and pull up a couple of things if it will let me over the pause screen. So we've got Alpha here, we've got Bravo here, we've got Charlie here. Now I'm guessing that these little parts on them are the turrets that we've seen. I'm going to assume that what looks like a landmark here are the spawn areas, but we will find out in a minute. As you can see, this is called Perk Station, level 30 to 34. I'm hyped.
DZ7 and 8. And so when you enter one of these tactical locations, kind of your objective changes, and you get 3 sub-objectives inside the tactical location. Your team needs to own all of those to start scoring points. Right. So you're basically trying to take over large zones around the
So actually that sounds very much like Conquest in Battlefield.
Are there any similarities between domination and what we have?
There's similarities for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it a normal domination mode, but yet we have 3 areas, and we have those 3 objectives inside those areas. You have to own them all in order to score. The first one to fill your score bar wins, stuff like that. So in that sense, yeah.
Okay.
Now there's one other thing though. People may have noticed that. Wait, first, Hamish, I don't want to derail you too much.
Go for it.
Sorry. I want to give a huge shout out to the ETF2. Dude, you guys were amazing.
So good.
Yeah, and people may have noticed that members of the ETF weren't necessarily all dedicated PvPers.
Yep.
We had some dedicated PvEers in there. and that's because the mode itself has some PvE elements in there.
Absolutely.
So we knew we wanted to cater to to all of our hunter killers out there that just want to fight people, and that's fantastic, right? They can clash at the objective locations, but just like the Dark Zone, we've got landmarks in these matches, and the landmarks have AI populated there. And when you kill the AI,
okay, so they're not spawn areas.
That Shaytek is essentially currency in the game, and that's how you activate the fortifications that people saw in the trailer. And there's other things called tactics.
Oh, wow.
Help your team win. I don't know how much detail we want to go into that, but there's essentially a hunter-gatherer aspect, a loop in there for PvEers who want to still participate in this new thing. And then there's plenty of dedicated PvP for those people that just want to punch each other in the face.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
But for someone like
Okay, so I was like miles off of thinking those landmarks were spawn areas.
I think that's really cool because I mean, like, you can still really help out your team. Actually, we had a few interesting things, and I'm sure the ETF, now that they can specifically talk about their last stand experiences, will also do the same. But it was really interesting watching people like you had Frankie, who's like a beast in the PvP. That guy is crazy. But if he was on teams sometimes, or actually playing against teams that were doing really well in the points aspect through taking out AI as well, which was really cool, and losing. So I mean, that's a really important part to the game mode. Anyway,
we want to get those two player profiles working together to move to victory, and that was the key all along. We wanted people that didn't necessarily love PvP to come try it because we think it's fun, but we wanted to give those PvPers a place to really just brawl. And so I think the game looks to that.
Because a lot of the combat will be focused on the different tactical locations, and each team will spawn by either the A or the C locations. So you kind of have your home base, right? You want to hold down, and then B is kind of like where a lot of the action takes place. So for PvP focused players, they're going to be able to spawn quickly on B and get a lot of action.
Nice. And also, like, after a certain amount of time, you'll be able to directly spawn on teammates, or from memory. Is that what's happening there? Yeah, you're right.
So again, to me, guys, that anyone who's played Battlefield and played Conquest, that sounds very much like Conquest to me.
Truly directly on, but around people on your team, so you're essentially getting quicker reinforcements.
Yeah, it kind of feels like you're in the middle of a firefight, and then all of a sudden your buddy just runs around the corner, and he just chose to spawn on you, and your shade agent buddies are just kind of dogpiling you.
We did it in a way to make sure it doesn't feel unfair.
Sure.
But it makes the last part of the match really pick up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The spawning in general, like, that's a big thing for us because, you know, as you saw on the map, like, we're playing in big zones. So kind of controlling where you can spawn throughout the course of a match is very key to victory, right? So you holding your spawn point opens up spawn relays deeper into the match. Then you get
again, I don't want to keep going back to the Battlefield references, guys, but any of you that have played Battlefield will know that you have so many capture points on the map. When you're kind of level peggings and you're getting towards the end of a game, you want to be spawning on teammates that are actually in engagements on flags to try and keep hold of that point, to try and make up the points to win. And it's a game mode I personally love and seriously adore playing.
He's one of our ETF members. He does stream as well on Twitch. If one of our mods could just put a link to twitch.tv/FrankYeats, I think that'd be awesome. Dude is the best PvPer I've ever seen. It's kind of actually unfair and ridiculous.
But man, that whole ETF, we got some amazing feedback and insight from the ETF too. I mean, I love all the ETF members, but the guys that came to Red Storm have a special place in my heart. So if you're watching, we love you, and it was fantastic.
Awesome. Okay, a bunch of other questions I'm going to go through that I remember from chat, and I have some of my own. Respawn time, how quickly can people get back into the action?
Alright, let me try and pause this, guys, and try and catch it up, because you guys have probably noticed that the voice and screen's lagging a little bit.
We made great strides to try to, minimize the kind of the loading associated with respawning as fast as we can possibly get it. Plus, you're on the mega map and you're kind of watching your team take these different tactical locations and then, zooming right into the map. So there's no restrictive spawn delay. There's no wave spawner. There's none of that.
Yeah, that's another good point, Keith. God, you're good. I want to
I'm just gonna go.
Be clear with everyone. Yeah. No, Hamish, don't do that.
All right.
There's no going rogue in this game mode.
No.
Right? You play as a shade agent, and the other team is they're rogues, right? I don't know if it's lifting the curtain, but you're never going to play as a bad guy, right? Shade always wins.
You're always hunting rogues.
Yeah. So there's no penalty for death. You don't lose DZ rank, DZ credits. There's no loot associated with the match, right? So you're not farming loot like you would in the Dark Zone. So you don't have to worry about dropping.
Right. How do we get loot?
PvP. Now, when you win or when the match finishes, you'll get your rewards, but you don't have to worry about
Okay, that's cool.
Dark Zone restrictions or repercussions.
So again, that to me, anyone who's played Destiny and you finish a match and get your loot at the end, that sounds very much like that.
Conversation that I think has to center around gear normalization. Differs.
No.
Well, the DZ 1 through 6 landmarks in these matches, and the landmarks have AI. Necessarily love PvP. I'm sure everyone on and the other team they're rogues, right? I don't know if it's
into a conversation that I think.
Right, let me pause that. I got that a little bit wrong, guys. Okay, so for me, one of the biggest problems with the Dark Zone, and something I hope they're going to sort out with the dedicated PvP, is that gear sets and how people build make it very difficult for you to know who you're fighting against before you actually end up fighting against them. I'm hoping they have like preset loadouts for attack, medic, support, things like that. That I think is a big step to balancing PvP, but let's see what they say.
Firstly, yes, we are going to try out normalization because we want to make sure that people brought a little, well, not a little bit, but very much closer together, so your skill is what counts. But it is something that we're trying out for the very first time. It's a very new thing in terms of the Division PvP, but we'll be trying it both with and without normalization on the PTS. Is that correct, guys?
Correct. That's correct. We'll we tried it with the ETF. We've been making adjustments, and I'm very excited to start getting feedback on the PTS about it.
Nice.
Okay, so normalization, guys, is awesome. I hope that is the route they go down.
Kind of tweak to make sure that normalization works. So this is going to be, I think, probably the biggest part, well, not the biggest, but a very, very big part of the 1.6 PTS, and we really need feedback on it to make sure that it works for everyone. I'm excited about it, very much so, because for the people that maybe haven't min-maxed their gear as much as everyone else, normalization is great because it kind of brings everyone together. So very, very excited about that.
That is what the Division PvP needs. That is what it needs, guys. It needs to put people on an even playing field where your skill determines who wins, not who's got the mid-max gear and who's got lucky with RNG and got, say, their Barrett's chest versus someone who hasn't.
Exactly. There's also, I see people, we are saying that this last stand mode is PvP, and I did say it earlier. If you're just tuning in now, PvP isn't the only thing happening in 1.6 and last stand. There is PvE as well. Did I say that there's going to be a new incursion? Did I?
You did not. You did not. Now you did.
New incursion! Sweet, okay.
New incursion, guys. And
right, new incursion. First of all, yes, I'm super hyped about it because it's something new to do. I look forward to getting a team together and going and giving it a blast. However, for me, incursions are kind of not worth doing. I think incursions need a hell of a lot of work. They need a lot of work to bring them up to par with endgame activity and the way they feel and the way they work and the team mechanics that need to be incorporated into them to actually make them good. But also from a loot point of view, there needs to be a reason to do incursions, which currently we don't have because loot can drop anywhere. So other than like the odd named weapon like the Warlord or the Medvad, can't remember what it's called, but yeah, without, there's a couple of named weapons that only drop in the incursions, but there's not really that. To me, named weapons aren't very good anyway. They're all pretty crap, so there's no real reason to do them. I'm hoping this incursion will change that, but yeah, let's have a look.
It's very, very, very cool, and we'll have more information on that not today, but very, very soon. It's awesome. And
really?
Spoiler, well, you'll get this news in about 24
Go on.
hours, but there is more PvE stuff than that too.
Yes,
wish we could talk about it.
Soon. But
I
the
wish you
reaction
could
from
talk about
ETS
it,
to
man.
That was kind of hilarious the first time they played it, and in a good way. Anyway, 24 hours until you find out what that one is. Soon. I feel like now that I have this earpiece, I can do things like this just in. Hamish spoiled a thing. All right, but that's fine. That's fine with me. So yes, normalization.
What's the name of the incursion at least? At least give us a name.
I did say the stream would run for about half an hour. We're kind of getting to that point, but we can run a little bit longer if we want.
Yeah, we can stick around.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you guys don't have work to do, right?
Nope.
Right.
No, we're not doing anything.
No.
Last stand's done.
For the people who are asking when the PTS is happening, we don't have a final date just yet, but the next few work days are going to be pretty busy, so we will be getting as much news out to you guys as we can. So again, if you aren't following the division on Twitter, you should probably do that. You should also be following this channel, because when we go live, it's probably a good sign that there may be more news coming, or that we just want to have a conversation about what we've been talking about. I'm going to try and jump on the stream tomorrow morning so I can talk about all of these things with people and find out what they think. Show some gameplay. We don't really have much gameplay to show, apart from one very, very specific clip that I have left in my back pocket. People haven't seen these capture points that you have. Can we just roll that quick thing, and we'll be quiet during the duration of it, but let's take a look at one of the points. All right, so that was one of the objective captures. Keith, you've seen that video. I've seen it.
That looked really cool.
Anything to say on that one? What are people looking at?
So right now they're inside the A tactical location.
Yeah.
I'm kind of watching it on replay over here to the right, but they're inside the A tactical location, and they're interacting with one of the sub objectives.
Okay.
So they need to there's 3 of those stations scattered around the area.
Mm-hmm.
You have to flip them all to your team to kind of control the tactical location.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And again, this is a dev build that we recorded this on. There's some things that aren't quite right there, some UI things that aren't, on point, but people haven't seen it before, so they probably didn't realize. What were some of those? So we talked about that earlier, the little issue on the UI. What was that? So when people do dissect that shot, because I know they will, what things were not quite right there?
Really just one thing. There's basically you have 4 fortifications inside your home zone. So we can dive in a little bit into this because it's pretty cool. So you have 4 fortifications you can turn on. You have 3 turrets and you have a pulse beacon. Cool. Right? So the pulse beacon will allow you to maybe try some different skills and still know when rogues are entering your area. And they show if you have them purchased or not, or if they've been destroyed by the other team, because the other team can roll in and take them out. And those little pips, there should be 4 little circles to the side of your home zone, right? In that build, there was just more than 4, because it's a dev build.
All right. So if people are dissecting that, the 8 should be 4. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, it's not a big deal.
There is one other thing I want to bring up. People really dissect the clip.
All right.
You may have noticed that all the blue team had blue parkas, and all the red team had red parkas. That's not the way it is. You have your full character customization.
Yeah.
You can go in with any, all the cool vanity that you got from Underground and all the other cool stuff you found in the game. We don't change your character at all as far as visuals go.
Yep.
All right, I like it. I've actually seen.
I was actually quite excited to have that.
No, this guy's the best PvPer. This guy's the best PvPer. Well, and this is the thing. This is perfect for those people. Maybe we'll find out. I can tell you what, it's not me.
Yes, because of course we're getting leaderboards. It's just clicked. That's something they talked about before. Of course we're going to know who's the best PvPer because we're going to have leaderboards.
Mad skills. I'm just going to try and take a few more questions from chat since I have you guys here.
Yeah, do it.
I can say, someone was asking about an Alpha Bridge nerf. Yes, of course. Come on. Alpha Bridge way OP. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
That's good. I'm happy that I am actually happier that there's an Alpha Bridge nerf. Although I think,
unfortunately, I have to tell you that the PTS will still be PC only. We really, really did try, but it's been a very, very tricky time to get that on console. So unfortunately, no console PTS, and I'm I am legit sorry about that. Leaderboards, there will be leaderboards for the Dark Zone, correct? You guys worked on that. We talked about that last time you were here.
Yeah, we did about that.
Yeah, but then...
Tell us a little bit more, please.
At this stage. You do actually get a score readout at the end of each round, correct?
Yeah, so it tracks your personal best score, and everything you're doing in the match kind of ups your score, which ups your rewards, and then you get bonus rewards for winning. So you can still kind of track your progress.
And there's a last stand rank also that you're moving through.
What I would say is, actually no, I just got a message from someone. We are confirming that there is no gear score increase.
Yes, confirmed.
Correct. No gear score increase. So if you've got a Barrett's chest that you like, you can keep the Barrett's chest that you like.
Okay.
Yay.
That's pretty cool. To a point. I'm sure some people won't like the fact that there's no gear score increase, especially if you're already mid-max and you're finding the current game very easy.
In the future, not today. Spoiler, there may be some information coming in the next 24 hours on that, but we'll leave that. Yes, people are happy about that. I'm glad. There will be no gear score increase. And there will be a new Incursion. Anyway, guys, do you guys want to add anything before I get you back to work?
Man, for me, it's just, I can't wait to get on and play with everyone when the PTS goes live.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, there's some big stuff we're testing on there, so please give all the feedback.
Yeah, I guess maybe this could be a spoiler. I could get fired. But
all right.
This is step one for PvP, right? If the Dark Zone was the initial release, cool, that's the Dark Zone. This is step one for organized PvP, and so we want all the feedback, like Keith said, and we're going to keep going.
Step one for dedicated PvP.
That's all on Terry. All right?
That's step one is really, really cool because obviously that signalizes that they're going to be further steps to improve PvP and give us kind of dedicated modes. And again, as I said earlier, guys, I love PvP. I just don't love the way the Dark Zone is right now. But dedicated PvP, man, it's awesome. If they're going to bring more out in the future, that is going to be awesome. I can definitely see PvP coming into the channel a hell of a lot more if that's the way they're going.
Our connection's breaking up a little bit, so I guess that's a good time. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'm going to be here to hang out with the stream for a little bit longer, but all right, they are all gone. Let me just hang up Skype. Bye, guys. All right. Oh, you even heard that old little Skype sound. There you go. All right. Hopefully that's some good news for you guys. If you have just joining on the stream, oh, I can take this out. Oh God, that's uncomfortable. If you're just joining the stream, that was Terry and Keith from Red Storm, and due to the wonders of technology and me busting my butt for the past couple of days trying to figure out how to get them on Skype on this setup, hopefully they gave you some information. There you go. What about hackers and cheating? We are continuing our high rate against these people, so we are increasing tracking on all of these.
Banhammer.
So if you
yeah, but ban the right people, man. I've seen so much on Twitter of people getting banned that aren't doing anything wrong, and then you guys obviously reinstate them being able to play. And
we are definitely on that because we know that the PvP is extremely important. All right, there's a lot more information coming. Actually, in 25 minutes, there's going to be an article up on the website, thedivisiongame.com. I would recommend going and reading that. It'll go over some of the things from here, but there might even be some
I can actually go and read that after this.
Yes, DZ7, 8, and 9 will be there.
I can go and read that after this because now it is like gone 7:30, 8:15, so I can go and read that in a minute.
1.6 SimShip, all platforms, all at the same time. There is no disparity between consoles. There is no exclusivity. Okay, so we're free to as we go. What about corpse clappers? Well, they can still do that, but there may be other things. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get fired myself. All right. So many questions. I'm a change. There'll be more on those sorts of things very, very soon.
I don't want to stop it yet, just in case there's anything cool coming.
Oh, you know what I did? I did write down for myself on these cards, and I didn't talk about it yet.
Okay, we've only got a few minutes anyway.
A point of contention, especially with solo PvP queuers in survival, with people grouping up. And that's, I understand why that can be problematic. There's a few things to say on that point. And some of them are our problem, and some of them are not your problem. Okay? So with survival especially, let's call it the teamer thing, right? Okay? What you have now is a matchmaking system that will sometimes group solo players with groups to fill up a session. Okay? So also keep in mind that if you are a solo player and you're coming up against a team, sometimes that's not their fault. Alright? If you group as 3 people, 4 people, 2 people, good counting in order, by the way, you can sometimes be matchmade with people with one, legitimately. Okay? So think twice before yelling at them in survival, because maybe that's not their fault. That's out. But we are going to try out some things with the PTS to see if these work for those people who do want to queue in survival PvP solo, even though we are adding last stand for a more competitive flavor. You will, in solo PvP, you will not be able to group. There will be no grouping up. Okay? And in addition to that, let me just double check.
That's pretty cool.
You will
I do like that.
made with groups. Okay? Never. Only solo people.
That sounds really good if you are a solo PvP player, and obviously like survival. That could be really cool.
Because there might still be some edge cases where people can find ways to make it a little bit cheesy. Even from a downed state, it will require a med kit to get someone back up, which I think is very, very cool. And it seems that chat is...
That's something that
so I feel great about that.
myself and a lot of other people have spoken about before. You know, it's like a free revive. We actually, if you guys remember Rex and Marco's very first stream, they used a kind of a very cheesy method to deal with one of the name's bosses, where Rex sat on the corner and kept shooting around, and every time he was downed, Marco would revive him. And they actually said that it was something that needed to be fixed because they shouldn't be able to do that. So that's a really nice change coming to survival. Definitely looks like 1.6 and Last Stand, guys, is going to be awesome.
Also, across PvE and survival, you'll always be able to group. So if you want to solo PvE, you can group, and that's not going to be a problem for you. Alright? But let us know what you think. That's going to be very, very cool. Grooming his beard. Yannick is grooming his beard. He's gone to Paris to go to a professional beard.
Right, I think, guys, that's going to about wrap it up. There's like a minute left. I don't think there's anything more important. Hamish, you normally just kind of waffle on for the last minute or two, which is really, really cool. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna stop that there. Okay, so that was the live reveal for 1.6 and for Last Stand, and my kind of reactions to them. There is going to be further videos coming where I kind of break everything down and give my full-on thoughts about opinion later on tonight or tomorrow, so stay tuned for them. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Definitely hyped for 1.6, definitely hyped for Last Stand, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt you can expect 100%, maybe 200% more PvP content coming to the channel with dedicated PvP. That is something I look forward to, and it is something I can do by myself. So you know, if I haven't got anybody online, I can still PvP, which is really, really cool, and that is obviously not something I feel that I can do at the moment. So yeah, I'm super hyped. There you have it, guys. Let me know your comments and thoughts in the section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Plenty more Division videos coming your way. And as always, agents, thank you very much for watching. Until the next video, I'll catch you all soon.
Just spent the last 2 weeks just grinning.